Hello everyone, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. It is the next to last Sunday in June, if you can believe it. I know I can't. So how has everyone's week been? Awesome, that's really good to hear. Okay, so for whatever reason, the YouTube website is like freaking out. So I'm going to be using my phone to get the Q&A from last week. So please forgive me for that. We've got some Q&A, we've got a little bit of haul, and we've got some whips and a finish. So stuff to show, yay! Okay, so the first question comes from Kindred Stitcher, who's asking if I have anything in mind for finishing vintage birds. And I don't know for sure yet. I'm kind of thinking pillow. It seems very pillowy, but I have no ability to do that myself, so we'll see. Libby Stitches asks, what floor stand do you use for your Q-Snap? I use a Lowry stand, and I love it. It is fabulous. I cannot say enough good things about it. Covered in Cat Hair asks, what do you think my favorite go-to neutral fabric is? In terms of neutrals, probably Rin or by Picture This Plus. I really love Autumn by Under the Sea Fabrics. In terms of just like neutrally browns, those are probably my two favorites. I don't feel like this was last week's video. No, this isn't. I'm so sorry. It's like, this Q&A seems familiar. Let's see. Alright. Shadow Girl asks that she would love to stitch a piece to honor her deceased brother. And have no idea where to find colors that will capture the rainbow perfectly. If you're meaning one, just like one by one floss and that's it, just a single one, there is one by the Karen Collection. And I used it for my stained glass in Mystery Town, which is right over here. And that was called, oh, Stained Glass. Ha! There we go. That one's a really, really pretty one. Otherwise, in terms of just like really intense colors, probably Dinky Dyes would be your best bet. So that's what I would suggest. Jessie Marie, this is more a comment than a question, is she doesn't understand how as a newlywed and having a full-time job I managed to work on so many things in such a short period of time and still managed to make pretty decent progress. Part of it is because of my spouse's career. We don't really go and do a whole lot. And I have a job where when I leave at the end of the day, I don't bring anything home with me. So that helps a lot. And the fact that we're mostly homebodies and we don't go out and do a lot in general gives me a lot of stitching time. Which that sort of answers Candace Ramirez's question about how do I manage to get so much stitched. Let's see, Katie B asks, is there a hand-dyed fabric that you can wash after you are done stitching? I don't believe so. I'm not one that washes my projects after stitching, so I can't swear to that, but I don't... Weeks Dye Works may be color fast, but I know the big hand dyer, Stephanie, Under the Sea, Ships Manor, they all say don't wash them afterwards. Trisha Applegate wants to know if I will introduce the hubby in a video. He actually has shown up, if you go back to March of last year, when I unveiled the Rocky Horror finish, he shows up in that video. And you hear him a couple of times. We're discussing doing the spouse tag. We just haven't gotten around to doing it yet. The Organized Stitcher asks, did you say Charlotte's Web? Are you stitching Charlotte's Web? I want to find one. Ish. It's one of the blocks in the Frosted Pumpkins Storytime Sampler. It was the May block. So... Rebecca Johnson asks, do you ever stitch on Ada? I do sometimes, not very often, mostly because I'm really partial to fractional stitches, and those are not always achievable with Ada. That's the main reason. Colbin, thank you, I forgot, and I think Trilogy of Terror with Karen Black is on either Hulu or Amazon, and I've been meaning to watch it, because I haven't seen it. Let's see. Lori asks how Remy is doing. He's doing well. He's his usual Remy self. We are not moving far from where we currently live now. We're actually moving closer to both our workplaces. So we're only moving, well, technically, we're only moving 4 miles. Really isn't that far. But it's gonna cut both of our drive times significantly to move where we're moving. So... Alright, so I think that's all the Q&A. So we'll do the haul, and unfortunately I was I'm gonna save it and show it in a nice little packaging the way they sent it, and that kind of backfired on me, because when I went to do just that, but I wanted to open the package to play with, instead of opening like I expected to, it just completely ripped. So, just a whole bunch of mess. Alright, so, I got my order from Silk Mill, and it actually came with a very lovely note. It says, Dear Garrett, thank you for your order. Enjoy your silks. Best wishes, Wendy. It came on this really neat postcard from the Victoria and Albert Museum. They also included a free container of Thread Heaven, which I thought was super cool. And so here are the colors that I bought. These are all for the Sizzling Summer Sale, also known shorthanded as Carnival. From Tempting Tangles. So, I got Dark Khaki, Sandstone, Bright White, Mexican Papyrus, Gunmetal Blue, Peridot, Vin Rouge, Lulworth Blue, Baby Pink, Dried Bay Leaf, Tarragon, and Woad. So these will be used in conjunction with the 2 colors I already had, which was House of Orange Nassau, and this one, which doesn't have a color name on it, but it's a yellow color, like butter, maybe. Huh. So, I will definitely looking forward. I've got to bobbinate it all, but I'm definitely looking forward to getting back to Sizzling Summer Carnival. So this week, I worked on Freedom Sal, and I finished parts 4 and 5. So here they are. Again, this is on Lazy River by Witchelt. Just fell on the floor. And I used alternating satin blocks for the flags. So, there we go. Still greatly enjoying this. And what I will do is, ordinarily I would be doing a part because I finished something, but because I want to make sure I get in my goal on Passport this month, I'm gonna do that first, then I'll do then I'll work on Carnival, and then I'll pull back to Freedom. So I'm not totally changing up how I do everything, I just want to kind of make sure I get everything. I want to at least stay on top of that one. So I did, at work this week, finish most of the grease, so that's done. So I'm going to move the Q-snap here after the video and start in on Russia. So there's that. I worked this week as well on Hallow Eden from Plum Street, and I finished almost all I'm down to just a few colors left. But I did Adam, Eve, the snake, and all the stuff kind of around them, as well as the stars. So there we go. I'm going to do a little bit of a change with the alphabet, but you'll see that when I work on this next. So probably one, maybe two more rounds with this. It's going to kind of depend on how long I think the alphabet is taking me, but I don't think it's going to take me that long. So I think I'll probably finish next month. And then I had a finish. I decided I really wanted to go ahead and finish out Summer Sweetness. So here it is. This is Summer Sweetness by Tempting Tangles. It was done on 28 count 5-and-dime Jobelan by Ship's Manor with all Gentle Arts, and I used Harvest Basket, Old Hickory, Caramel Corn, Spring Grass, Baby Spinach, Apple Cider, Cherry Wine, Harvest Moon, and Antique Lace. The only change was kind of unintentional. Rainflower tea is actually one row up from where it should have been. So there was supposed to be this cute little filigree between cold and brewed that wouldn't fit, so that's where I put my initials and the date. So, but there it is. I do plan to do all the others in this series. But that'll be after I do the wedding sampler that Deborah designed. So, there we go. We've got a finish. So, this week we're going to work on, like I said, Passport. Russia I don't think will take quite as long because there's not huge chunks of one color. I find that on the Pumpkin Passport, that's what generally will slow me down more than anything, is when I have, like with Grease, it was just over and over again the same colors. So I think that will kind of speed me up a bit. I'm pulling it up now. Yeah, I know Japan is going to is supposed to be one of the more time-consuming ones. But, yeah, there's not too much with, with Russia. So, and I get to figure out a fun winter outfit for G. So that'll be interesting. So, anyhow, that's kind of it for me. So I will talk to you all next week.